So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again. Joshua Hart from JTH Boxing. Here we are. We're not actually joined by anyone again. And today, again, going off the top of my head, unscripted, I'm going to go over what's going on in boxing at the moment. So, first of all, I just want to start by talking about this week and we've got coming up. So we've got tonight. I'm releasing this Friday night. So in just a couple of hours time, we've got Misfits 006, JMX versus Levon Bell. Um, I don't really know too much about the undercard. I know that JMX has been in the YouTube boxing scene for a while, and Levon Bell's recently come into it's crossover boxing now. You can't really say it's YouTube boxing because you've got people coming in from all different sides and all different backgrounds. But yeah, that's taking place tonight on the Zone in New Orleans. Um, I'm not really going to this. That's all I really got to say about it. Then tomorrow is a mega day in boxing. We've got the amazing card to start off the day or start the evening in Wales. Shavkat Rakimov versus Joe Cordina. What a card. What a fight as well. I'm going to quickly load up the card now. I'm going to run through and I'm going to give you my predictions on what will be. I'm going to lock in a fighter of the night prediction because there's some worldy fights on there. So I'm going to look more through the main card type fights. Before the bell, you know what you're going to see. You might get an upset, you might not. Um, so I'll start off by talking about Sky Nicholson versus Linda Laura Lecker. I think it'll be another Sky Nicholson just build herself up again and start trying to really throw herself down probably the world title scene and try and bring in a world title. Then we've got Sandy Ryan versus Mary Pierre Houlet or Hall, I don't know. I'm sorry, apologies. Um, I think Sandy Ryan will get it done, but I think it could be a close one. It's two good fighters, undefeated. Hall, she's obviously 8-0-1, so that could be quite good. I don't know an awful lot about her, but Sandy Ryan is very good. I've watched her in real life twice. I saw her first time at the Park. She saw a rematch show in Manchester, and she fought on the Wood Conlon undercard as well. And she's a good fighter. However, she has actually already lost in her career. She did actually lose on the Wood Conlon undercard, but then avenged that loss anyway. So who knows what we can expect? Um, Now this one I'm locking in for fight of the night. Jordan Thompson versus Luke Watkins. I think that could be a really good fight because we've seen Jordan Thompson get hurt now. We know what Luke Watkins can do, however, we also know he can get hurt. He's been obliterated by a Coley inside 3 rounds and also been outpointed by Isaac Chamberlain. But Jordan Thompson did get very, very badly hurt at the end of his last fight against Dukar in Sheffield. Not his last, it wasn't even his last fight, was it? I don't know what I'm on about. Oh no, it was his last fight. He's not been out since August. Jesus. Either way, yeah, he did get dropped in the last 30 seconds against Vasil Dukar in Sheffield last year. Um, and I think that'll be the fight of the night. I do think, in terms of that card, I think that will be the fight of the night. Lock it in now, and I'm going to also start dropping predictions here. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go. I'm going to back Jordan Thompson, but I think it'll be a very close fight. Moving on, Zelfa Barrett versus Jason Sanchez. Jason Sanchez came in last minute, um, and I'm recording this just after the weigh-ins are finished. They both came in at weight, but Zelfa his eyes looked very sunken. He looked like he struggled to make weight this time. However, I'm gonna go with Zelfa Barrett points win. I think he'll just breeze by. I might have a couple tough rounds, but I think he'll breeze by and get the points win. And he'll definitely be keeping one eye on the main event because you know, he just lost to Rakimov back in November after being up on the cards, and he was doing very well, very well. And obviously, the Rakimov rematch might get made, it might not. And then if Cordina pulls through, there's a brilliant domestic fight there between Zelfa Barrett, and Joe Cordina. So Zelfa Barrett points win for me. Moving on, Gavin Gwynn versus Craig Woodruff. Now, Gavin is a good friend of the channel. He has appeared on here before. Um, a non-bias, I do think Gavin's going to get the job done. Don't get me wrong, Craig Woodruff, don't sorry, Woodruff. Flipping, that's a tough name saying it. Might just be me. Uh, Good fighter again. They had a very, very close fight back last September. But Gavin did sustain a hand injury in the third round. Um, so I'm gonna go Gavin Gwynn late stoppage or points. I think I reckon it'll be a bit of an easier fight than last time. I think Gavin will show what level he's at, and I think he will make it a bit easier for himself this time, especially if he doesn't injure his hands. Because if you're in boxing, you probably want your hands to be hurt, like not hurting. Maybe again, just me. You might disagree. Um, moving on, main event: Rakhimov Cordina. I'm sticking out there. Cordina knockout. I think Rakimov's shown weakness to the body. Um, you know, against Alpha Barrett back in November, there was a lot of shots that weren't low that Rakhimov were complaining were low. So that could be a sign of weakness. It could be something that Joe Courtney has picked up on if his team had done the work. In yesterday's video, I did talk about the team needing to do the right work. We saw the team hadn't necessarily done the right work last week with Joe Joyce. So let's see if the other Joe in Joe Cordina, the Welsh Wizard, can get it done. Moving on, we've also got a boxer card in Poland. There's not an awful lot to say on that card. Main event, Rosansky versus Alan Babic. I think overall, out of all the fights taking place that weekend, I think it's between that and Tank Garcia to be the fight of the night. I'm just trying to find the card now on BoxRec because I decided I'm going to scroll through the schedule, which is a bad idea. Um, I know you got Martin Bakole versus Hawk on that card. I think again, that's a very, very interesting fight. Um, And then you also got Jamie TKV. Now, I literally interviewed Barry Smith earlier this week, and we did speak about Jamie TKV. I think Jamie's going to get through his fight. I think Bakole will get through his. I think Bacole's an interesting one, isn't he? Because he does a lot of talking about all this sparring and how he's beat so many people in sparring, but then he doesn't get these big fights. Um, I think Baconi is a good fighter. He was the first man to beat Tony Yoka and almost expose him in a way. Tony Yoka isn't the man he once was now. He's been beaten back to back by Bacoli and Takam. Again, it was two fights that realistically were almost, especially Takam, made for him to almost win. Um, but I think Bacoli will get the job done tomorrow, and then we'll see where he goes from there. I want to try and get an interview with his coach, Billy Nelson. He actually followed me on Twitter earlier. So Billy, if you see this video, please give me an interview. I'm praying. I literally said in yesterday's video, I'm struggling for interviews. I'm begging, please. And the main event, obviously, Rosansky versus Alan Babic. Alan Babic is Mr. Entertainment. The man only entertains. Every single one of his fights has been absolute flames. I'm going to go Alan Babic by domination. Not domination, but I reckon we'll slug it out and pick up the world title, up the Alan Babic. And now we'll move to the big one, the big card out in the States. Ryan Garcia, Javonta Tank Davis. What a fight. I made a video on this, one of my first videos on this channel. We've come a long way since then. We're up to 332 subscribers now. But yeah, we've come a long way. My most popular video is actually talking about Tank Garcia, but not in a lot of detail. I was rushed it in that one. And again, I just don't make scripts. I like talking from the top of my head. It's more natural, it's more authentic, it's much more, I think, entertaining. Um, it's actually quite a decent card they've got for tomorrow night. They've got a WBA World Super Middleweight title fight with David Morrell versus Yamaguchi Falcao. Don't know an awful lot about the two fighters. However, world title fight's a world title fight. You got Gabriel Rosado rematching. I'm gonna have to really struggle. Uh, Beketmir Melikuziev. I think I smashed that. But yeah, they are having their rematch after Rosado slept him. Um, I'd like to see Rosado win, but who knows? But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Tank Garcia. Um, my mind's changed a lot. I'm sure a lot of other people's minds changed a lot when going into this fight. Um, I've been saying a lot of the time. I have been saying Tank, but Ryan Garcia's left hook's dangerous, man. That left hook's so quick and so brutal when he throws it. I'm gonna lock in here and lock in my final prediction. I'm gonna say Tank knockout. I'm gonna lock in a round as well. I'm gonna say Tank knockout round 9. I think he's gonna get him with a body shot, which will drop him. Garcia will go down, but he'll get back up from the body shot, and then Tank will be like, right, he's hurt. Let's fuck him up, and he'll go town on him. He'll go to town on him and take him out. Uh, I'm not confident in saying that though, because who knows what can happen. This is one of the most exciting fights of the year, and it will remain to be one of the most exciting fights of the year. Now, moving away from the weekend we've got in front of us, news came out today. Tyson Fury versus Andy Ruiz is supposedly a done deal. Um, what do we think of that as a fight? I think it's quite an interesting one, to be honest. Obviously, a lot of people are going to complain, a lot of people are going to bitch about it. Um, I think Fury versus Ruiz is interesting. I like to think of it as if Ruiz can get in range and cause the upset. Not necessarily cause the upset, but cause Fury some trouble. It's trouble that Fury hasn't seen in a while. Um, so if Ruiz can get in and let those hands fly, who knows what can happen? We saw what Ruiz did to AJ when he was top of the world, best heavyweight out there probably, or one of the best. Uh, let's see what he can do to the best heavyweight in the world at the moment. Let's see what he can do. July 22nd, I reckon it'll be Wembley Stadium. Pardon me. I'd be very surprised if they take it to an arena. But yeah, July 22nd, more than likely Wembley Stadium, Fury versus Ruiz. It's more than likely a done deal from what we've been hearing. Uh, but we never, ever know. And then we've had some more fight news dropped for the main man, Lee Wood, Lara, too. We've had some fight news. We've had William Crawler, Campbell Hatton, Akib Fiaz, and Aaron Bowen all get announced to the undercard. I'm actually interviewing William Crawler and Anthony Crawler in the next few days. I'm just in talks to get that finished and get a date set up. But fingers crossed we'll get that. And then also gonna have Akib Fiaz jumping on nearer to the fight. And I'm just trying to see how I can get Lina Sudofia and Kieran Conway on. Obviously, different times. I don't want to host a face-off between them. I'd love to, but I don't think I can do that. Um, but I'd like to get them both on and have a talk with them. Obviously, we've had Kieran on the channel before. And can I just say, what a card it's actually shaping out to be. It is actually shaping out to be quite a good card for May 27th, isn't it? You know, the main event speaks for itself. I'm just going to get the card up again here. When I say I'm not really prepared, I kind of said, like, you know what, I want to record a video. So I'm recording one. What can I say? Um, but yeah, May 27th, you got obviously Lara versus Wood 2. Um, and unfortunately, I was looking at getting a press pass for it, but I got told the other day by some guys at Matchroom that I can't because it's a very competitive event and they've already allocated it. However, big thanks to Jamie Moore and Jamie Ward from Matchroom. I've actually been given two free tickets to the event, which I'm going to be keeping for myself. Um, I'm not big enough to be able to do these giveaway type things yet. I really want to go to this fight. I really do not have the money to be forking out for tickets and then travel as well. So getting two free tickets made me almost cry. So big thank you to them. Honestly, like it is incredible. And it does kind of show how far I'm coming along. And we're not done yet. Obviously, we're still going to keep coming. We're still going to keep progressing. And you will see me either with one of the big companies or on my own brand at the big shows soon. Hopefully by the end of this year. That's the goal. We're going to keep pushing. And you will see me soon at the Matchroom, the Queensberries, the Boxers. The Queensberry could be a lot sooner than we think. I have sent applications out to Ellis Sorrow versus Jose Burton on May 12th at York Hall. Fingers flipping crossed I get that one. I've always wanted to go to a York Hall fight night. Anyway, looking back at the card for May 27th in Manchester, obviously Conway versus Udofia, Jack Catterall versus Dara Foley. I'm excited for that fight. Dara Foley's almost, I think, built himself up to be the bogeyman of the division after beating Robbie Davies Jr. I know it's in a bit of a weird way, but still, I think it's quite exciting. And Jack Catterall getting back in the ring for the first time since the Josh Taylor defeat. That's exciting. I'm speaking to Jamie Moore about that tomorrow for an interview that'll be dropping sometime next week. Um, but yeah, and then Danny Ball versus Anthony Tomlinson. I think that's a great fight. Great little fight for the English title, ain't it? Um, I want to get those two both on channel as well. I have actually sent them both messages as well to try and get them on. Um, Again, fingers crossed they agree to it. If not, there's only so much I can do. And then obviously I mentioned the before the bell fighters, Aaron Bowen, Akib Fiaz, and William Crawler and Campbell Hatton. Three of them well, Akib Fiaz and William Crawler have both agreed to come on. And I'm in talks with Aaron Bowen to hopefully get him on as well. So we've got some great content coming up, haven't we? We've also got a great night of boxing coming up. What other news is there? Hmm. Wilder versus AJ negotiations, they're starting to look a little bit more positive. Whether it'll happen or not, you never know what's going to happen with heavyweight boxing. Just in general, big fights can get spoke about, but who knows what's actually going to happen. Um, yeah, I think that's about it for now. Um, if you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, drop a subscription for me, please, as well. I would like a couple more subscribers. Just help the boy out. I'm only, like I said, I'm only 17. I'm just doing this from my own bedroom. Literally, I'm sat at my desk now. You can see I like boxing. Look at the posters behind me. I've got my little bookshelf over there. Me posters over there, which I'm going to add to. There's going to be a few more posters over there soon. Just give me a bit of time. But yeah, if you've enjoyed, like, subscribe, do your thing. Um, and I'll catch you with some interviews soon. The interviews are returning. Tomorrow we're filming a few and we'll be back up and running. But yeah, goodbye, people. And thank you for watching. See.